I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Episódio 3. Os Inocentes.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did. I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in 48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's son. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand, while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to break. Dangerous, desperate individual. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way. One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Ah, filha da puta.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried.
Jogo, você me confunde, você bota uma cutscene que não é uma cutscene pra mim, você me deixa muito confuso.
Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Ué. Aí tava contando que se ele fosse pra aquele caminho isso ia acontecer. Poxa, mas aí, mano.
It was climb the ladder.
Eu acho. Pegou a escada. Vai ter decisão? Não sei.
I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
Olha só! Nunca espero que eu pegue a escada, né?
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Cara, esse cara não aguenta pular no canto, velho. Já tá morrendo. Esse cara é horrível pra cair, hein? Não pode cair nem um degrauzinho que já tá morrendo. Puta merda. Ah, não, vai. Pronto, já tô sentindo que eu vou ter que atirar dinamite agora.
Catch this, you son of a bitch! This is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
Também ficou a céu aberto assim. Tipo assim, atire em mim, ficou assim, ficou assim.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! You ain't taking me! So on! Let's balls in it! He's killed a lot of good men! Pissing me off! See what it gets! No blood money for you today!
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Bom, só depois disso. Recompensa favorita, queda livre. É, precisão 42. Não lá essas coisas, né? Uma habilidade nova, não. Nível 8 só. Iniciar a missão. Não, acho que não.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Não devia ter usado o rifle, né? Só fiquei usando pistola. Mas fazer o que, né?
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
Ué,
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John
essa
Wesley.
pistolinha, velho. Eu vou continuar com a dificuldade normal. Pera aí.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was cold and a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons.
Pegar uma pistola.
Men with families who cared about them.
Eu fui ver a arma e quando eu fui ver.
He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. Freezing like giblets off. Ain't right, we gotta stop. Damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew, as most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. And that was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
I'm just getting started. Brother, I'm gonna make you...
Tell Hardin someone's coming for him!
Stop that son of a bitch! Let the boys know we got another law dog.
I wondered if Bob was among them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Putz, grila, né?
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration. I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon. Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
Yeah, you know you can't beat me.
In fact, I felt a certain hostility. I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the
meu
fastest
pai.
gun in the West.
Meu Deus. Vamos nós. Vamos nós. Matou um, tomou os 40 pra respirar.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline,
Opa, ouro.
or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
Eu também tenho, cara. Eu que vacilei, desculpa aí. Olha só, ele nem se mexe. Tô tão confiante que ele tá. Tá tão confiante. Sim, brother. Ah, não, peraí. Uma hora vai. Calma aí. Paciência comigo.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Saco isso. Isso é um saco, né? Pô, o cara foi o mais rápido do oeste, tal, matou os 15, aí ficou bêbado, caiu tudo no chão. Desse jeito. Ó, pepitas de verdade, 1 de 6. Acho que é uma colecionável que eu tenho que achar pelo jogo, né? Fiquei procurando.